Yes, the boring legal stuff. Let's do it. All right, real quick. This video is going to be super, super fast. I'm going to rocket through it. To protect yourself in the gym, there are kind of two things an online trainer needs to do. There's the legal stuff, and then there's just the like general common sense training stuff. So I'll start with the legal stuff, then I'll end with the general common sense stuff. So you basically need three elements. You need a POQ, which you need in person as well, and you need a POQ where the answer is no to every question. And if there's a yes, you need medical clearance, just like a POQ in person, right? You need a waiver, which is probably going to be part of your terms of service. Now, the waiver just waives liability. This is not going to protect you if you're negligent, but it is going to help if ever there were to be any kind of a court case or anything against you, which, by the way, like the odds of that are so slim. I've actually never heard of it happening. I have heard of people pushing cases against online trainers, but the online trainers were so grossly negligent that they kind of deserved it. And then the third thing that you need is professional liability insurance with probably $2 million of coverage. $1 million's fine. You don't need more. Some of them you pay more if they go up to 5 or whatever. $2 million is plenty. Now, the most important thing with the professional liability insurance is you need to make sure that you are covered for clients that you have never seen in person. A lot of companies say that they cover online trainers. Very rarely do they actually cover clients that have never seen you in person. So you need to make sure that that's written in the paperwork. A lot of the time it'll say that you have to do an in-person assessment and then you can deliver information remotely to them. So number one, POQ. Number two, waiver, probably part of your terms of service. Number three, professional liability insurance, about $2 million coverage. Make sure they've never seen you in person. Beyond that, don't program dumb stuff. There was a Mike Boyle Strength Condition. Great coach, great strength coach. Something I heard from him a long time ago was he says, whenever you're programming an exercise to somebody, he's like, put it through the courtroom test. Like if you had to stand in front of a jury who didn't know anything about exercise and you had to justify to the jury why you chose this exercise for this client, could you do it? And it's actually kind of funny when you put some stuff, it's like sledgehammering a tire. It's like, would that pass the courtroom test? It's like, absolutely not. Like you could never justify to any jury ever that sledgehammering a tire was the safest, most responsible exercise that you could have chosen for that client to help achieve that goal. That's just one example. I mean, if you like hitting tires with sledgehammers, that's cool, but like, don't give it to an online client because it's a dumb exercise to give to somebody. And so, ask yourself whenever you're building a program and putting in every single exercise, run every single exercise through the courtroom test and say, is there a safer way for my client to do this that's just as effective? That's the key thing. Right? As long as you can justify responsibly why you chose something, you're never going to be in trouble. And odds are your client's never going to get hurt. It's when trainers get wrapped up in just really fancy circus type stuff and start telling their clients to do that with very little progression, with very little logic towards it, to clients who are simply not ready for that. Like if you like circus type movements, like totally cool, that's fine. But you've been training for a lot of years, like a new client may not have been training for that long and their body just can't take it. So as long as you can justify an exercise, as long as you look through it and say, okay, based off of everything that I know, is this the safest exercise that I could have prescribed to my client that's just as effective to help them achieve their goal? Then you're going to be fine.